Excuse me. It's gonna be a great party tonight, guys. I'm glad you all could come out. ZRS Bash.
Welcome to Syracuse, located in beautiful Turning Stone Resort in the Oneida region of the Empire State. By the power of Thor! Not only did that tickle, but I hit myself in the head with Thor's hammer, man.
This guy over here, he's our zombie, so I will do some demonstrations on him. See,
I don't think he's very excited about demonstrations.
no, not at all. All right, so a couple things I have on me. So if you don't have a gun, there, have a seat, Mr. Zombie. Sit here. Sometimes you just gotta. We kind of like trained him to not bite people. Only under command. It's kind of like a dog, like sick, boo-boo, or sit, boo-boo, or bite. But you don't want to say those words at the moment because he will start ravaging people. And I don't have my gun, so I can't shoot him. All right, so if you don't have a gun, it's nice to have a, weapons on you. And I got this nice little belt. And this knife is a Gerber. You can break glass with it. It cuts through aircraft aluminum too. So in those situations, if you're in a room like a shed and there's no escape route, because the zombies are at the front, so you can cut through the shed with this knife. It might take a little time, might make some noise, but be discreet, and you can get out through like a little hole that you cut. Or if you're in a car and you have zombies in the front and you can't get out through either door, you can go through the back, hit the glass, it will shatter it, and then that will help you get through that. On my arms right now, I have Kevlar arm sleeves. You can't bite it in this material, and it also cuts. You can't. See what? Bite. Bite. You feel it, but it's not. It's like No. Bad. So when you're biting, it hurts because it's kind of like, you're with your friend and you're giving the little, mosquito punch or the little twister, and you're trying to, that's all it is, but you can't bite through this. And zombies, they go for the forearms because it's easy. Or they'll go against your legs. But if you have enough padding and you got good material and you have Kevlar socks, they're not going to bite through your gas. And Kevlar, you can also have a hood, which I do have one of them. It's fire retardant as well, so you put it over your head and it's got your face. Or, you have a gas mask if you need it, but it restricts your eyesight. But they do have full viewing 360 face masks that I would recommend. A lot of people would say, why would you need this? If you have enough batteries, it comes in very, very handy during a zombie apocalypse, because if there's no power, you're going to need to see in the dark. So I have a night vision monocular, night vision, so you can see in the dark. And you can zoom in or zoom out, and it has a certain amount of radius that you can see up to like 50 yards. But if you run out of batteries, it's useless. So you gotta make sure you have enough batteries. And the cool thing with this, it comes with a headgear, so you can attach it, put it on your head, and you can walk around, and you have full mobility with your hands. Sweatband. When you're running, you don't want to get sweat in your eyes, because then you have to stop, clean off your eyes. Goggles. These are shooting goggles, so impact resistant. And the goggles also come with interchangeable lenses, so during cloudy days, you can just swip the lenses out, put in clear lenses, and then you can shoot, save your eyes. It's perfect. The pants, if you want long pants, put shorts, it doesn't matter as long as you're comfortable, but I would recommend always wearing socks. Kevlar, definitely good. A lot of pockets so you can put stuff in, put bullets or other things. A knife, another knife comes in handy, so if you can't get to that one, you got a zombie coming after your head, right through the skull. Takes a little effort, but it does work. So flashlight, even if, zombies, you got the strobe, it doesn't work because it doesn't matter. But if you have the roving gangs, it's not just zombies, you're also thinking about all the idiots out there that are trying to get at you because now they can, because they're restricted with their freedoms. Now they're out there doing whatever they want to do. If they want to kill you, if they have something that they want, or vice versa, you could use a flashlight, blind them, run away, use a flashlight, and it's got a beveled edge, smack them in the head, they go down, and it works well as aircraft aluminum material. And plus it works really good at night. So if you want to get ready for a zombie apocalypse, I would recommend squirreling away maybe $1,000 to get everything that you need. That's including like a weapon too. So if you have no idea how to survive, use this as a reference for practical materials. It's like putting a cross up to the zombie. Handbook, survival guide, recommended, definitely. How many here has one? So a lot of this stuff, that I have in my pack, I got out of this. I have a machete. I didn't bring that because it's really sharp, and I don't want to hurt anybody. He's fine. He's not going to bother anybody. Water purification. Emergency water filter. Purification tablets. Now, one thing that my girlfriend has. So, say you have like a group of 5 or 6 people, and you want to like make sure that you're not carrying everything. Obviously, I don't have a backpack. I don't have a backpack, cooking supplies, a tent, all that stuff someone else can carry. So you'd want to have someone that has that stuff. See? He's useful. I used to work at a movie theater as an usher. Hence his fascination with popcorn boxes and cleanup. And his zombie crew did. Basic, how to do CPR, that kind of shit. Help save lives. So if your friend's having a heart attack or he needs a Heimlich maneuver and you have no idea how to do it, you got the reference. Come here, buddy. You're gonna hurt yourself. It's yours. This is everything that you need to know about your weapon. It's the instruction manual, the fact that you actually own it. So if you're, before the zombie apocalypse happens, or say a hurricane happens, and you have this weapon, you want to prove that you own it. Thank you, Shauna. This is Shauna. She's also, she is the president of ZRS.
Syracuse.
Yes,
Check.
Syracuse chapter. So you can visit our table, and she could actually
Fill you
help
in.
fill you in if you want to be a member.
Interested.
This is Aaron. Aaron, introduce yourself.
Hey guys, I'm Aaron Sagers, started the zombie journalist. I write for CNN, also paranormalpopculture.com, and the host of the travel channels Paranormal Paparazzi. And I support zombie rights, buddy. And to celebrate the zombie preparedness, I stopped by and got a lovely zombie blood cocktail. Sorry. Not you. No one you know.
What kind of liquors in there?
I know it's just zombie blood. I expect a change any moment now.
Nice. Aaron, fill us in on your experiences with Mr. Brooks, author of World War Z.
Yeah,
Survival
well, I
Guide.
mean, my entry point to this stuff is I've been to zombie survival camps. There's one in Jersey. Done the zombie obstacle courses and runs, the Run for Your Lives. Ran through the San Diego Comic-Con Walking Dead Escape. It was actually, I ran through it with Glenn Mazzara of the showrunner and Robert Kirkman. We went through the obstacle course together. And with Max, I've known Max for a few years now, and interviewed him at great length, actually. And he's a guy that knows not just zombies, but knows, you know, the not just the zombie survival, but, you know, all disasters. And really the idea is, like, you're prepared for zombies, then you're going to be prepared for, you know, any major disaster that comes along. And that's what the CDC was really trying to hit home when they put out their zombie preparedness kit. Yeah, I mean, as far as the guide, I think that, you know, that's definitely something that if you know how to, if you know the zombie survival guide, then you're going to be pretty well prepared for most disasters. And actually, as far as ZRS, the founder of ZRS was just on a panel with him at San Diego, him and Max Brooks and a couple other ZRS advisory members like Scott Kennemore and then Steve Schlossman. So really ZRS, like the idea, like, and this is why I love you guys so much, is like not just that you love zombies, but, you know, you're teaching people how to be prepared in case of any bad event. And my question for you is, how heavy is the entire pack all loaded?
All loaded, about 30 pounds.
30 pounds. Do you keep it in your car, or where do you travel with it?
At the moment, you know, obviously when you always got to be ready and following the news, all that stuff. So everything's just fine. I just leave it home. But once you start like noticing food riots, issues with like conflict, diseases, viruses, weird things popping up, and you see a trend, you try to notice those trends, and once you see that there is something that could happen, you know, climatically or locally, is then you want to start getting your stuff together. Contact your friends, get your group together, get your escape routes that you've already pre-planned, your meeting places, all that stuff. So when actually something happens, what I usually like to do, I would rather fortify my home.
Yeah.
And be quiet, like go black, go dark, don't let anyone know that you're there. While all the chaos is going around you, you don't want to be part of that chaos because you're just more of a problem, so you're not a solution. So I would just stay home. You should have a supply of water, you should have food, rice, beans, all that, dry food, a way to cook it, Coleman stove. Just be really safe when you use it indoors. You want to, you know, burn down your house.
Well, and I would actually recommend, I mean, water, obviously, I mean, we can load up on guns and everything else, but water is the, thing you need. Yeah, that's, you know, you can't live for very long without water. You can live for a little bit longer without food, although with that, you can actually get, I don't know if anybody's ever eaten an MRE, but you can get buy meals ready to eat, basically tins with little meals in it, and they're pretty cheap to buy. And I think like a good approach. I don't know like how long your what your supply is as far as like how long you expect that one to last. I say like if you can pack for basically 2 good weeks,
Yeah.
and then which hopefully gives you time to replenish certain supplies. And I personally I live in New York City, so I have a couple go kits. I do
A bug out bag, right?
Yeah, I have a couple of them because I don't, if you don't know when it's gonna happen, like if I carry a backpack, I carry a couple basic things with me. I was a Boy Scout, so I keep a couple basic things with me. But I've got one in my apartment. That's right. That's right. Word. And then I do have a car in New York. I keep one in there as well. And so like a couple of them spread around, and then having some that every member of your family, I think it's important. Every member of your family is able to have their own kit that they can take with them.
Exactly. And when something were to happen, like I was referring to, when you stay indoors, you're not contributing to the issue, the problem. You don't want to be a victim. So you go black, you go dark, black your windows out, get everything. Well, no, people aren't going to notice you like taping up your windows and putting curtains up, because they're going to be all running around trying to do their own thing. So you wait it out, and I'd say about maybe 20 days, things should subside to either normalcy, civilization is back, or if it's complete, everyone's dead and the zombies are around or whatever, martial law might have like quelled the things. But I would say about 20 days, look around, and if you don't see people walking around, and you don't, the zombies are around, but you don't see them, then you could go say, all right, now get your party together and go somewhere else, maybe the countryside, to another place where you have lined up.
So with that thought in mind, like, there's a lot of theories about where to go. I mean, some people say New York City is screwed. 8 million people, 8 million zombies ready to go. However, and this is actually something that Max is a big believer in, is that New York supposedly is very well prepared, because being in a big city, like, we are constantly ready for disaster, bad things to happen. And that, systems can be put in place rather quickly. So I don't know about that, but where do you want to go? Where is your zombie go-to place? Where do you want to go to?
I have a friend who lives in the countryside in Lafayette, New York, and he has a bunker, and he has a place where he's got a nice stash of, a drinking well, freshwater well, and his house is set up on a hill, so you have a good lookout point to wherever you got to go, and it's completely kind of closed in by a high fence with a security gate. And inside the bunker, the bunker's in his basement, and he's got an armory there, and he also has different ways on how to like cook.
Yeah.
So, and plus, if you're fortified on the outside, they can't get in. You can have a nice cookout outside.
There's a guy, and I just recently interviewed him on camera. This guy went off the grid for like I think 6 years. He built a bunker in Texas. Not a bunker, but like an outpost, like an apocalyptic shelter, I guess. And he also built one in Mexico. He's got 2. So he's a double homeowner. He's basically lived to cultivate his own crops and grow his own livestock, and like learned to do everything on his own, even so much as making his own beer and wine, and like fermenting his own alcohol. Yeah. Because even when zombies come, you're gonna need a stiff drink occasionally. So like he's ready to go.
Molotov cocktails.
That's right. Yeah. And so like that guy is someone that figured out how to live off the grid, and then kind of poked his head up after seeing if he could do it for 6 years. But the danger of that, and this is the danger of a lot of people that decide to go underground completely, is what do you do when no matter how much preparation you have, it's hard to be prepared for something like prostate cancer. What do you do in that situation? That's a little bit harder to deal with. You find a reliable zombie and give him rubber gloves.
And I do have rubber gloves too.
How many of you guys have a friend with a bunker? Nobody?
Well, they all do. They're just not going to tell you, because then we're going to all want to hang out with them. It's like that guy. I'm going to his house. Yeah.
But if you're sick, you come down with prostate cancer, and then there's no medical facilities nearby.
You're screwed.
Yeah, I guess you're kind of.
All that preparation for nothing, though. All right, who wants to just check out? Like, if the zombies hit, who's just like, I'm kind of out of this world.
I'm gonna be a zombie, or I'm gonna go. Curtains.
This guy.
No.
No, well, that's because you're wearing the Star Trek red shirt. Like, that's not a good sign. You never wear the red shirt. I want to go to New Zealand. I think New Zealand is pretty well primed to survive the zombie apocalypse. It's got lots of natural resources. It's not heavily populated. It's pretty good setup. And plus, if crap gets really real, we can rely on like Legolas and all the like elves and everybody out there from Middle Earth that can back us up. I think.
Yeah, you just need to find a captain. Or somebody who knows how to use a boat.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, you're gonna have to get over there. And you know, if there's anything we've learned is that zombies can survive for a little bit of time underwater, so you can hold your breath.
And that stagehand book also tells you how to like sail. There's a section on how to tie knots for putting your sails up, so that comes in useful too.
I've got a little different theory because I don't want to go far away. I don't think I'm going to be outrunning too many zombies. So you gotta play to your strengths and weaknesses too. So I want to. I know, right? I can outrun maybe my friend that does less cardio than I do, which is not many of them. So you kind of want to know where your surroundings are as well. You want to know where gas stations are, know where hospitals are, know where back roads are if main roads are congested.
Maps.
So you want to make sure that you know the area. Because if you go somewhere you think it's going to be the best area ever and it's congested and you don't know how to get around and there's no GPS. I know some people can't get out of a parking lot without GPS now.
Right.
So you got to play to your strengths and weaknesses too. Because I know personally for me, I'd rather be where I know the roadways.
Make certain it's not on. Make certain you're not sending out any kind of Wi-Fi signal, because that can be used as sort of like a beacon for any person
roving
idiots that they can basically use that as a homing device on you.
And the good thing is you want to unplug every appliance you have, because it would suck if like someone walks by and like you make a noise and your clapper light comes on and there's someone inside. So you want to unplug everything.
Wait, do you still have a clapper?
You never know. So as a reference, that's why you want to make sure you have everything that you can use when you don't have power.
Yeah.
Those $20 pay-as-you-go phones with the extra batteries are really reliable to just stash around. They're not expensive. They're pretty reliable. They don't send out those signals.
Yeah.
Just those cheap, easy to use, easy to stash phones that you could use in the eventuality.
Yeah.
He's not even getting a signal in here.
Yeah, the junk phones are great for like zombie apocalypse, or if you're like Walter White from Breaking Bad, good for being a drug kingpin as well. So you guys, what does anybody have like a plan that diverges completely from what's in the backpack or anything else? Do you have something that you're ready to go?
Toothbrush, mouthwash, deodorant.
Yeah, because don't let your oral hygiene suffer. Especially
because you get sick.
Well, if you do become a zombie, then you're not going to have very good biting action.
Yeah.
And that's a problem.
And yes.